It's 10:46 and we are getting through this morning by meeting some people who have looked at their situation, thought, oh, hang on, it's all changed in my world. What can I do to make everybody else's world that little bit easier? Well, here's something. If you have to self-isolate, then we were just discussing there, you could get your cross-stitch done, you could maybe do projects around the house, but it's also the perfect opportunity to try something new, something creative, something that maybe you haven't done since you were at school. An artist from Wellington is offering what she's calling a boredom-busting service. This is Joanna Commings, who teaches art, normally in actual classes in actual buildings. That's not the done thing anymore, so she is now inviting amateur and hobby painters to do online work with her. And she's going to be able to, look at the work, mark it and that kind of stuff. And she's with us. Morning, Joanna.
Good morning.
Really nice to have you here this morning. And art is one of those things, isn't it, that I have seen so many films, I've seen TV shows about it. When someone is with an easel and a paintbrush, there is a certain bit of headspace that you don't get with any other pastime.
The thing is that it's not just for people who already paint or whose art classes have been cancelled, although they are the people I'm trying to involve. It's also for somebody who's thinking, what on earth can I do with all these hours where I'm shut in the house and I can't go out and see friends? You can fill all of your spare time with art. It's such an exciting thing to do. And I'm just trying to say, pick up a paintbrush, start slushing on some colour. Don't tell yourself you can't draw. If you've always wanted to take up art but think you can't do it, give it a try. And it's those people, as well as the ones who are stuck perhaps working on a particular painting that's going wrong and they don't know what to do. I'm just saying, contact me. We'll talk about it. It's certainly not a question of marking.
Oh, no, sorry, forgive me. But what I meant was
it's
that you are...
talking about it and seeing a way forward and helping people to do something that's really exciting and can lead them into a new hobby that will continue after the coronavirus,
of course,
and be a really good thing for them in the future.
Yeah, forgive me. When I said market, what I meant was that you are, via the online world in which we live now, people can message you with pictures of their artwork, and you can see them, you can give them tips and all of that kind of stuff. But art is one of those things, and this is what I was sort of getting at the beginning, where, there's so much information around at the minute. There's so much going on. Your phone bings constantly. The news is telling you this, that, and the other. I guess when it's you and an easel, and either a lovely view or maybe a plant bowl or maybe a small child who you're painting. In that moment, that's all that matters, isn't it?
Absolutely, you get completely enthralled, but it doesn't have to be people who think I can't draw. What they can do is learn to splash colour on a big piece of paper and push it around in shapes. It doesn't have to be I've got to do an exact picture of a daffodil in a bowl, and I can't do that. It's just having fun with it, actually, and that everybody can do that.
So when did you discover that art was something that you wanted to pursue as a career? Because, I'm sure there were many people who did brilliantly when they were at school in their art classes, but would never have dreamt of thinking, I could make a go at this.
My father was an artist, so I grew up surrounded by paints and pencils and paper, and it was just a natural thing to me to start doing it myself, and I've done it all my life. So there's no point at which I sort of started painting, as it were. And I can't actually leave it alone. It becomes totally compulsive. You can't stop doing it.
It's so sad, isn't it? Because, we talk to so many different people from so many different walks of life. Things like poetry is something that is, much overlooked as we grow up. And yet, when we were little, nursery rhymes were everything. It's the same with art, isn't it? Who didn't have crayons?
Children have fun with it, naturally. And adults get worried by, I can't do it. I'm no good. Yes, you can. You can do it. It's great fun. And that's what I want to try and show people, because I think we're all going to be finding it very difficult to be stuck over the next few months with this awful thing. Honestly, if you get involved in art, you won't notice the time passing.
Well, also, there's a bit of social interaction there, isn't it? And we're going to accidentally make some new friends with some people. Like, if someone comes to you and says, I'm interested in doing this, there's a friendship right there. You've never met face to face, but it's all good.
Yes.
In terms of
to the internet, we can all remain in touch.
Yeah, our social isolation isn't quite as isolated as it could be if we're fortunate enough to be internet savvy. And how are people going to get in touch with you? How are you launching this online or?
Yeah, they can either email me on info@Joanna Commings. Cummings is CONNINGS, so info@joannacummings.co.uk, or they can phone me on 07749 531 160.
Okay, we have got your number here, so if you call us on our number, and we'll pass on Joanna's number, absolutely. And if I guess you got a website, so if we Google you, we'll be able to find you.
Absolutely, yes. You can Google me. I've got a website. Do that by all means. Joanna
Commings, as Joanna said, is JOANNACOMMINGS. And when it comes to art, what's your favourite thing to? Do you paint? Do you draw? What's your favourite? Do you like landscapes? Do you like people?
I paint both landscapes and portraits. I use acrylics mainly because I find them very versatile. You can use them thinly, you can use them thickly with a palette knife, you can build up a painting in layers. They're great. So I do landscape and quite a lot of more abstract landscape, expressionist, abstract sort of landscapes, and also portraits, which I take commissions for. So, yes, busy all the time.
And in this sort of quiet time, I guess that there are going to be aspects of your work that are going to drop off a little bit, like the portraits. Presumably, people don't necessarily sit in rooms together anymore. Is the way that it's going to go?
No, they don't. But I'm just as happy doing landscapes. I shall be painting every day anyway, whether I'm taking my work to galleries or not. Frankly.
And in this day and age, obviously, we have photos that document things. You don't have to go back that far when art would have told the story of the times. Are you going to do anything that reflects this strange time we found ourselves in?
I think there'll be a lot of work the sense of isolation could start being felt in my work somewhere, and this, I don't know yet. It's something you have to feel your way through as you're building up a painting. But yes, I think it will have an influence on my work. Definitely.
Well, Joanna, it's been so lovely talking to you this morning. And like you say, we all did it when we were little and didn't think anything of it. If you've got a bit of spare time. The only other thing, this is a practical thing I need to ask you, is, getting art supplies. I guess we could kind of pick up, even if it's just crayons or felt tips or basic paints from the shops.
Even just a biro, frankly, and you can paint on paper, cardboard, old plywood, old rolls of wallpaper. You can paint on anything. If you want to get art supplies, am I allowed to mention a supplier, or is that advertising?
It would probably be advertising, so I better say no, just because I'm scared.
Well, if people Google art supplies, it will come up with a list of very good companies that supply paints. You don't need to spend a fortune. Just get the basic range of colours. So that's something, if somebody gets in touch with me, I can advise them what to do and where to get stuff.
Oh, brilliant. Well, it's been so lovely talking to you this morning. How does the rest of your day pan out?
Guess what I'm going to be doing?
Would it be a bit of art?
In my studio.
Excellent. Well, look, back to the studio with you, Joanna, and thank you ever so much for coming on. That's Joanna Commings, who teaches art, and she is, as she says, she's got a boredom-busting service, inspiring people to, give art a bit of a go. Whether you're good at it, whether you're not entirely sure if you are good at it or not, have a try. And via the online, she can give you help, she can give you support, she can give you feedback, she can even tell you, what's a good thing to paint with. So, look, if you want to know more, just Google Joanna Commings, JOANNACOMMINGS. INGS, or if you want to give us a ring, we'll pass on Joanna's number. Right, 10:56 is the time. We got the news on the way next.